As reported by aviation analyst Ruprecht Dino, new flight footage suggests that China's Y-30 medium military transport aircraft may have conducted its first flight on December 16, 2025. If confirmed, this would mark a major step forward for a program that has been discussed, delayed, and debated for more than a decade. The Y-30 is designed to sit right between China's Y-9 medium transport and the much larger Y-20 strategic airlifter. With a planned payload of around 30 tons and a 4-engine turboprop layout, it is intended to compete directly with aircraft like the C-130J Super Hercules and, at the higher end, the Airbus A400M Atlas. The idea behind the Y-30 is simple but important. Carry heavier and wider loads than the Y-9 without the higher costs and infrastructure demands of operating a Y-20. For decades, China's transport fleet relied heavily on the Y-8 family, itself derived from the Soviet An-12. Even the newer Y-9, despite modern avionics and engines, is still limited by its narrow cargo bay. As the Chinese military introduced heavier wheeled vehicles, those internal space limits became a bigger problem than payload weight alone. The Y-30 addresses this by using a wider fuselage, allowing it to carry bulky armored vehicles that simply don't fit easily inside older designs. The concept first became visible to the public at Airshow China in 2014, where a model of a previously undisclosed medium transport was displayed. It featured a high-wing, T-tail, 4 turboprop engines with large propellers, and robust landing gear, features commonly seen on heavier medium transports worldwide. At the time, it was still very much a concept, with no final specifications and multiple design paths under consideration. In terms of performance, the Y-30 is often described as targeting a maximum takeoff weight of around 80 tons, placing it near the top of the medium transport category. Its expected payload of about 30 tons would clearly exceed that of the Y-9 and C-130J, while remaining below the A400M. Speed estimates range between 600 and 700 kilometers per hour, with a range of roughly 6,000 to 7,000 kilometers depending on load. Reports also mention short takeoff distances, long endurance, and the ability to carry more than 110 personnel, all pointing toward a flexible tactical airlift role. One of the biggest unknowns has always been propulsion. Most reports point to a 4-engine turboprop configuration, possibly using WJ-16 or higher power WJ-10 engines, giving it significantly more power than the C-130J. At the same time, there have been studies of a turbofan version, similar in concept to the Brazilian KC-390, though that option appears less likely for now. The Y-30's development timeline has shifted repeatedly, with early expectations of a first flight around 2020. Funding competition, evolving requirements, and other transport projects slowed progress. However, renewed activity in recent years, combined with the newly surfaced flight footage from December 2025, suggests the program may finally be moving from theory to reality. While many questions remain about the final configuration and service entry timeline, the Y-30 clearly represents China's effort to strengthen its tactical airlift capability and reduce reliance on both smaller legacy transports and large strategic airlifters for routine missions.